Steel City. Is everybody ready to go? Let's proclaim the greatest radio show.
Welcome, fans, to the Week 1 Pick Show 2016. J-Dash, Big Easy,
Get money.
Jim Sella, all day.
That was 3 seconds long.
That's hardcore. Ain't nobody got nothing like that.
No auto-tune. That's live.
Dash, I know nobody cares about my record from last year, but what did Parlay do? Because I know he tore it up.
Yeah, we're going to start with Johnny Parlay's pick of the week as well. And he went 61, 37, and 1 last season. He's 95, 75, and 4 all time. But look, over his last 74 picks, 49 and 25.
All you got to do is go back and listen to the tape to know it's true. Johnny Parlay all day.
He's also 7-3 in his last 10 picks of the week. And his first pick of the week this season, Chicago at Houston -6. And he is going with Chicago.
And now, fans, to let you know, it is Thursday night while we're recording this, so the lines could change between now and game day.
And the over-under in this game is 43.5.
One of the bigger lines of the opening week here.
I'm going to go with Johnny Parlay on this and say Chicago does cover this -6. We know they were unable to fill that void that Brandon Marshall left, and they're getting Kevin White back this season. Hopefully he can step into a big role there for Jay Cutler. I never do trust Jay Cutler, but since this is one of the bigger lines, I am going to say Chicago at least covers this. But I do think Houston's going to win this game.
Last year, Chicago got blown out in a couple early games in the season, but then they pulled it together and started covering the big lines that they kept getting. We actually took them a couple times, so for them to cover 6 isn't that crazy. I'm not sold on Brock Osweiler. I'm not saying he's bad, but he didn't do anything special in Denver. He got benched for noodle arm Peyton Manning. The guy could barely throw it 25 yards down the field in that Super Bowl. Not hating, just saying. But the Bears, the defense has gotten a little better. I'm not going to say they're going to make some huge leap, but I don't think they're going to keep getting blown out like they did early in the season last year. And J.J. Watt's banged up right now. Jadeveon Clowney's never really lived up to the hype. I'm not sold there. There's people picking Houston to win that division. Nope. Sorry.
I've heard every single team's going to win that division, actually. So it seems to be wide open, but I'd have to believe Indy's the best choice there.
Yeah, I think Houston wins this game, but more like 2 or 3, honestly.
Yeah, I'm going to say the same thing.
So I'm going with Parlay.
I disagree with all three ends. That line is just there to tease you because Chicago's offense is garbage and Houston has the defense in there at home, so...
Well,
that's
Chicago, no Matt Forte anymore. They got that Jeremy Langford out there.
Believe it.
So, I mean, he's a young back. I kind of like what they have going on offensively, as long as Jay Cutler doesn't end up turning the ball over 3 times in the second half.
Which is an 88% possibility.
I mean, there's a possibility in that, but it's not
Jay Cutler's better than
It's
Osweiler.
not like I think Houston's offense is going to go out there and blow it up. Yeah, they brought in Lamar Miller, and DeAndre Hopkins is one of the best receivers. I think they have another receiver they're pretty high on, Will
Jaylene
Fuller.
Strong, too.
Jaylene Strong.
How many points does Houston score week 1?
20.
Yeah, I could see that. Maybe a little over 20, 23, something like that. But I could see Chicago putting up 20 points as well.
Believe it.
No, it's more than that. They're going to score more than 3 touchdowns.
So Johnny Parlay, me and you, Jim, are going to go Chicago. You're going to go spread solo easy with Houston.
Thank you. That's how we start the year off.
With a loss.
Going against Johnny Parlay. I don't think that's how you should start the year off.
Oh,
Johnny Parlay.
He's lost it. He don't even like football.
We would be going with JK47's pick next, but it looks like he's donezo. Who knows? He's 43 and 1 all time, though, so he needs to get back on there, get back over 500. Look, he's 11-5 in his last 16 picks, so he was hot at the end of the season, but he is MIA right now, and he is not taking MIA Miami.
Apparently, he doesn't know how to answer a text.
And just him and Goodell are just not on the same page right now.
Nope, he hates it.
Instead, we're going to go with Easy's pick of the week. Now, he's 70, 76, and 2 all time. He did lose his last pick, the Super Bowl pick. He was the only one to take Carolina, and Cam Newton blew it.
Yeah. I'm okay with it.
But he was 9-8 last season in his picks of the week, and he's 14, 14, and 1 all time. And he's starting off with a Steelers rivals taking Cincinnati -2.5
He likes
at the
to
New
take
York
Cincy.
Jets. The over/under in that is 41.5. But look, he's 5-1 in his last 6 picks of the week, so he's on fire in picks of the week right now. Can you keep it going to start the season though, Easy?
Well, let me tell you why I will.
Tyler
Because
Boyd.
it's a great matchup. I enjoy Tyler Boyd. I don't think he's really going to make an impact in week 1, though. That would be a stretch.
Yeah, I don't know. I drafted him. I'm definitely keeping him on my bench, I tell you that. But they got Brandon LaFell out there. It looks like he is going to be healthy enough to play in this game. Obviously, they got the stud in A.J. Green, so they got the targets out there for Andy Dalton. And they have the two-headed monster, but they do have Vontaze Burfict suspended on defense, and I think that is going to hurt their defense. That's why I'm going to go against you, and you're actually going to spread solo again. Johnny Parlay is going to go with me and say the New York Jets. And Jim, why are you saying the Jets?
I think Hugh Jackson leaving Cincinnati is going to cause a bigger ripple than most people believe. I think Andy Dalton is a product of a system. I think he's a quarterback that can only thrive in a system, and having a whole new offense. Now, maybe not a whole new offense because I'm sure they kept it similar, but having a new offense, a new offensive coordinator, different play calling. I mean, Dalton's never really proved, and I know he was hurt down the stretch last year, but he's never proved it to anybody in any big-time games. I know he's usually on fire in the regular season, but I really look to see Cincinnati take a small step back from what they were last year and finish somewhere around 10-6, 9-7. So I don't know. Fitzpatrick this year with the Jets, a second year, same offense, same offensive coordinator.
Plus Matt
another
Forte.
year. Yeah, they got Forte, they got Marshall, they got Eric Decker. Easy, you said it to me the other day. Decker caught a touchdown in every game last year or something close to that. I don't believe that's going to happen again this season, but I still think that the Jets at home, this is an even matchup as far as the teams go. So I think at home it gives the Jets the advantage.
So spread solo again. Cincinnati, you're beat nuts.
That's it. No, they always shine at the beginning. The last couple of years, they've shined at the beginning. of the
Yeah,
year.
they started hot.
And there's no reason for that to change. And they're disgusted with how they ended their season last
Now I'll
year,
tell you
so-
this: Fitzpatrick
Ball.
held out, or
Ball.
whatever you want to call it. They were negotiating, trying to get a contract, so he wasn't with the Jets through the whole offseason program. So you could easily say that would hurt him. Whereas Dalton has been with the Bengals for how long? But I still just think the Jets will get it done.
I like Ryan Fitzpatrick early in the season, though. He plays well early.
Garbage.
The scholar,
Jim, you are 87-102 all time.
Ballin.
Slightly.
Yeah, well, you can get back over 500 this season if you have a good season. You won your last pick, the Super Bowl pick, like I was saying before.
Yeah, it wasn't bad last year.
No, look, well, yeah, you weren't too bad last season, man. And look, over your last 59 picks, you were 33-26, so you
See?
definitely picked it up later in the
Above
season.
500, fool.
Yeah, at that point, but can you get your overall over 500? That is the question. You were 7-9-1 last season in picks of the week, and you're 17-18-1 all time. And you were going with a pick'em game, the Giants at Dallas.
See, my strategy this year, before I get into this game, is to just stay away from Atlanta.
Definitely.
I'm not taking against.
I thought
or
you
for
said that
Atlanta.
last year.
I did, and I strayed, and I'm sticking to my guns this year. I kept seeing Atlanta, and then that was when Atlanta went on that 4-game losing streak too. So I lost 4 in a row. I got so mad.
Hey,
So
you
nothing.
should change it to Tampa. Get
No
on
more.
Tampa this year.
No more.
That's how to win money.
The
So
over-under
we're
in
going-
this game is 46, by the way.
I'm taking the Giants over the Cowboys, basically because the Cowboys don't really have a quarterback. I know Dak
Garbage.
Prescott played well in the preseason, but who cares about the preseason? The Steelers haven't won more than 5 games in the preseason in the last 7 years, so it obviously is more just about evaluating talent other than saying, oh, this guy's going to have a good year. The Giants, they're always an up-and-down team. This is a good rivalry, a good division game. I just think Eli Manning brings so much more to the game than Dak Prescott or even Mark Sanchez if he gets in. If Butt Fumble gets in, he's just going to be rolling around with a headband, dropping the ball, and running into other dudes'
I keep
asses the
hearing
whole time.
Ezekiel Elliott is going to lead the league in rushing.
Ezekiel Elliott will not lead the league in rushing. He was just caught at a pot club, and he was photographed there. So this dude ain't even going to make it through the season without getting suspended. He's probably hanging out with Lev Bell and Snoop Dogg right now getting high.
That's it.
They do have some other good running backs out there, though. Like we mentioned, Alfred Morris is a solid running back they brought in. They still have Lance Dunbar, although I expect him to play a little bit of receiver this year because really behind Des Bryant, they don't have anything that great. Terrence Williams is still out there. He's a hit-or-miss type guy. I do like Cole Beasley, though, in the slot somewhat. But I keep hearing how Dallas's offense is going to be beast this year with or without Tony Romo, but I'm not so sure on that. I actually picked the Giants to win that division over the Washington Redskins. I think it'll be between the Giants and the Redskins. Dallas, there are always more talk about them than...
Yeah, have they won a playoff game since 95? I don't even remember.
I think they won one or something. I don't know, but they're always overhyped, and I think the Giants are not going to be a great team this season, but I think in a bad division, they're going to come out on top, and they're going to start this week. In a pick'em game, I'm definitely going Giants.
The Giants aren't a bad team, and I know they didn't play great last year, but they got a new coach, and that's going to rejuvenate the team. It's going to get them all excited, something different, and I just think they're going to have a better year than the Cowboys. Screw Dallas. Merrill Hodge said
you going Giants with us this time. No spread solo.
No solo action.
Johnny Parlay is going the Giants as well, so it is a spread sweep.
Spread sweep on the Giants just because Eli Manning over whoever Dallas
Dak Prescott, yeah.
All day long. It's that easy.
Merrill Hodge says Romo should just retire.
Simple, yeah, and hang him up, Romo.
And Jim, you went 4-1 to end the season with your last 5 picks of the week, so not bad. Keep that going as well. And then my pick of the week. I am 84-79.
Last and definitely least.
Always interrupting me, man. I am 84-79 and 2 all time. I, like the rest of us, besides Easy, won the Super Bowl pick. Last season, I went 50-48-1, though, so barely over 500. I am 75-66-1 in regular season picks all time. And I'm going to go with the Detroit at Indy game. Indy is minus 3.5 in this game. The over-under is 51. And we talked about this in our fantasy segment. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. I could actually see this easily going over 51. But I think it's going to be Detroit trying to keep up with Indy. Although Detroit's going to score some points in this game, but I think Indy is going to have a good season. I think Luck's going to have a big turnaround season. I think it was a good idea getting rid of Andre Johnson. He was holding them back a little bit offensively. I think it was a good idea to get rid of Kobe Fleener, too. I hated on this guy since this show started.
Kobe garbage.
So I think Indy's going to have a big year with T.Y. Hilton, Dante Moncrief, and Philip Dorsett as the 3 receivers out there. So I'm going to go Indy in this game. And I think it's going to be a 10-point win, to tell you the truth.
Colts all day. Detroit, you're done. Megatron's gone. Stafford's never really matured as a quarterback. He's more of a big, strong arm guy who just kind of chucks it and hopes his receiver make good plays. I don't see him as an accurate pinpoint passer. I don't know. I don't see Detroit doing much of anything this year.
I mean,
6-10.
He does have some weapons out there, and that's Stafford. Yeah. I mean, he has Eric Ebron, Marvin Jones they brought over. They still have Golden Tate, who's probably their best option out there. They have 2 running backs that can work well in the passing game, and Amir Abdullah can still turn into a very good back, although I don't really trust that either. He's a kind of a small guy, so he may not last very long. But they also brought over Anquan Bolden as well, so he has a lot of weapons out there to work with. I don't know if Ebron's going to play in this game or not, though. And either way, I think Indy's going to cover easily. Easy.
Detroit is a team that if you sleep on, they can get you.
Yeah.
But if Luck healthy, start of the season, Colts at home, I can see a 10-point win, at least a touchdown win easily. As long as the Colts don't turn over the ball 4 or 5 times, it should be an easy cover for Indianapolis.
And we're going spread sweep again. Johnny Parlay is going to agree with all of us and say Indy. And then we have one more game because JK47 doesn't pick games. We have to just make one up. And it is Oakland at New Orleans. New Orleans is minus 1.5. The over-under is 51.5. I hear a lot of good things about Oakland, how they're on the rise. They're finally going to make the playoffs. And I actually heard on The Fan today somebody took them to be the representative for the AFC in the Super Bowl. I think that's taken a little bit too far still. But I do want to see what Carr and Amari Cooper can do this season. I think that could be a big comeback.
Me too, because they're on my fantasy team.
Yeah, I know. But I still think New Orleans. I don't like their defense or anything, but
Breeze, new contract.
yeah, that's what Easy was saying.
Big
You were
money.
saying that before
Yeah.
as well. New Orleans, I think, is going to just that it's a home game and the line is only -1.5, and Oakland hasn't proven that they're a winning team yet or anything. So I'm going to go with New Orleans in this game.
You got to go with the Saints. Listen, Drew Brees should negotiate the next CBA for the players union. He got $44.5 million guaranteed or something like that over the next 2 years. Guaranteed money, no matter what. Nobody in the NFL has guaranteed money like that, especially over only 2 years. Ridiculous. He's going to come out. He's going to light it up. New Orleans offense, I think, gets back on track this year. The defense still not that
It
great.
has to.
So I'm not predicting a Super Bowl for them or anything. I could see Oakland maybe winning the AFC West, probably because Denver has no quarterback,
Kansas
although their
City.
defense is real good. Yeah, Kansas City might be the favorite as of right now. They're the most complete team because San Diego is garbage.
I don't know.
But-
Denver has such a good defense, though. If they could repeat their performance from last season, they
Yeah,
could easily
I mean,
win
they
that
have a
division.
7th-round pick in at quarterback, though, so that's the only
Yeah.
thing that's scary. And now I know they got, Paxton Lynch, the 1st or 2nd-round pick, wherever they took him, behind him, but I don't know. I just don't think they can do it 2 years in a row. It's really hard for a defense to be the best in the league 2 years in a row. A lot harder than it is for an offense to be the best 2 years in a row.
So you're saying New Orleans as
Yeah,
well?
New Orleans
Easy.
wins
Yeah.
covers this game
For the
and wins.
all the reasons you just spoke about.
Johnny Parlay is going with us as well. So another spread sweep. How many is that? 3 spread sweeps and then 2
Sweep it
spread
up.
solos.
That's it. About to go 5-0.
So-
Mm-mm.
So the spread picks of the week are Chicago +6, Cincinnati -2.5, the Giants in a pick'em, Indy at -3.5, and that is it. There's only 4 picks of the week, obviously. JK47, you suck, dude.
You're me.
But to slide one in for him, we said
That's
New
it.
Orleans minus
Yeah.
1.5 at home.
And if they lose, he gets the loss. And if they win, we get the win.
Do something, Ingram.
Spread majority, that would go Chicago, the New York Jets, the New York Giants, Indianapolis, and New Orleans.
Got to go with what Johnny Parlay says. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's spread majority as well, and I think it's going to have a good week.
Because we're on fire and the season hasn't
We're going to
even
have a good
started.
season this year.
Please believe. Everybody's over 500. I'm
Vegas
predicting
is
it.
going to choke.
That's right. They're going to shut it down. They're going to put us out of business. Fans, if we abruptly just go off the air in the middle of the season, it's because the man came and took us. If you want to find us, hit us up on Twitter at bet_the_spread. Hit me up on Twitter at betjimthewin. Check out that Facebook page at facebook.com/betthespread. You can find line segments, Steelers segments, fantasy football segments, pathetic pirate segments. I mean, whatever you want to listen to, man. We got it all.
Get the hell out of here.
Woo!
Where's my daughter?
Come back to youtube.com/betthespread. Keep clicking subscribe. It's going to be a great year for football.